I'm speaking today with Chris Anderson on his new book, Village Economics, a storybook on economic theories. Chris, how are you doing?
Doing well. How about yourself, Ryan?
I'm doing great. Excited to be here. Take yourself back about 30 years. Had you ever thought about writing a book on economics?
No, I hadn't actually. I was in my early 30s, newly married, and my company was just sponsoring me to go to graduate school at the University of Chicago, so I was pretty busy at the time.
Had you ever taken an economics course prior to going to the University of Chicago?
No, I hadn't actually. And most of the students there had business undergraduate degrees. I had a BA in liberal arts, and my working background was in engineering. So it was a great field, but I hadn't really had much exposure at all to business courses. So it was a little bit harder for me in the beginning because those were the concepts that I was really seeing those concepts for the first time at that point.
Sure. Do you remember the first professor you had that taught your course?
Oh yeah. His name was Bud Fackler, a very interesting guy. Before he taught at the U of C, he was an economist at the White House. And his was one of the first courses I took there, actually. I loved his style, putting economic theories into the stories he told us. It made things more relatable.
So I assume did he spark an interest in economics from that first course?
Oh yeah, sure, he did. That's for sure. Yeah, he gave me a real passion for economics. To me, it's one of the few courses that really explains, or few subjects that really explains how the world works. To me, every important decision that people make has an economic component in it. And consciously or not, I think people think about budgets, utilities, supply and demand, those things when they make decisions.
So fast forward to where you are today. You're teaching college economics now, and you've written a book on this subject. How did that all come about?
So after I got out of the U of C, I went into banking, and I worked in banking for 30 years. Then I retired. And for me, I think it was a natural next step to teach economics because I enjoy the subject so much. I have a real passion for it, and I wanted to pass that along to students. My book actually built itself as I was teaching my courses.
So you've dedicated several years writing this book. Tell me a little bit about your thoughts on teaching and your motivation for writing, dedicating part of your life to this book.
Sure. Yeah, so about a year after I retired, I got a job teaching Econ 101. That's basically what these theories are. They're very basic economic theories. And I'd been at this local college by my house ever since then. I've enjoyed it, and I'm still doing it. I put the economic theories into the stories I tell my students, and it really helps them a lot. I think that this book can help a lot of young people learn this subject, and that's why I wrote it.
Is it compiled from the stories that you actually tell your students in class?
No, it's not actually. My lectures actually focus on products that my students buy every day. They can relate to those a little bit better. They love to talk about gas and, complain about it too. They love buying Starbucks. They love buying pizza, things like that. The book is actually set in an ancient village where the characters are exposed to the economic theories in their daily routines. And for me, that setting is what readers would expect in a storybook. My students really like the book. Quite a few of them have read it, and they really like it.
We're super excited. How can your book benefit economics education?
In my observation, my students don't really like to read their economics textbooks. They think they're too long. And my book is brief and entertaining, and I think it can help them understand the theories they're seeing in their textbooks.
Outstanding. It's been a pleasure working with you and learning about you and the book. I understand it'll be released this August.
That's right. Yeah. Ryan, thank you very much. And my thanks to Kendall Hunt for collaborating with me to write this book and publish it.